This is Non-Performing Note Deals with Katie Moten, and we're Colletta Street Capital, LLC, and we are a note investing firm, so we invest in non-performing notes, and we can be reached at 775-525-1222 or Chris at ColettaStreet.com or Katie at ColettaStreet.com. So last week on our video, we talked about that we had gone on a cruise. We set sail with over 50 real estate investors and some of the top note investors with Financial Friends Network. And I just went quickly over some of the topics that really stood out to us during that cruise. But today I'm going to get into two of them, and I've called them my light bulb moments of the aha for our company. And there's so much great information presented and ideas, but these are some of the ones that I feel that really pertain to Colletta Street Capital, where we are and where we want to go. So one of them was vetting your JV partners or lenders. And they really talked, it was a panel, and they asked each person questions on how they vet their JV partners or their lenders. And it was really interesting to hear different people and how they do it. Some were completely opposite of each other and gave completely opposite advice, while others, there were some things that rang strong and true throughout. And where Colletta Street is going right now is we are ready and willing to move forward, and we're looking for JV partners as we move through 2018. So this was perfect for us to hear. So they really talked about the perfect lender, someone passive. They also look for an accredited investor, so someone who's invested before. And I'll get into a little more why that's important later. But about half of the panel said they wanted to know, like, and trust their JV partner or lender. And the other half said they have lenders or JV partners that they've actually never physically met before. They've talked, of course, on the phone, but they've never actually met in person. And but you do need to have a phone conversation and know them and be on the same page, because they are not investing in a note. I mean, physically they are investing in a note or helping take down a tape, but ultimately they're investing in you. And they need to trust you and like you and know you a little bit enough to know and be able to invest in you. And that was a big kind of aha light bulb that they all were saying, that they are investing in you. So you want to make sure that they trust you and like you and know you, and that you know and trust and like them also. If they are nervous, no deal. Don't do business with people who are nervous. And that kind of goes off that if they need that money, maybe for their child's college or to pay off debt or whatever, do not do a partnership with them. You want to work with someone who doesn't need that money they're investing, because ultimately it is an investment and there's no guarantee in investments, although we do as much as we possibly can, and all the front loading and all the due diligence and everything ahead of time. It is still investing. And so there are risks with investing. And so you want someone who does not need that money. And that kind of goes back with, have they invested before? How nervous are they to invest? And also you want to make sure they fit into your system and your expectations match. And that was a big key point they talked about also too, was making sure that your expectations were the same. And it's okay to say, you know what, we don't have the same expectations. We're not probably the right person for you to invest with. And that's okay to say to people who have money. And I know it's hard for all of us starting out new, because when somebody wants to invest with us, we're like, yay, money. And so we want to move forward with it, right? But making sure that you guys fit together. And so that's why I kind of put the puzzle piece up there, making sure you guys that you and your JV partners are working. And this is something Colletta Street Capital is really going to be looking at in the next year. The other one that I wanted to talk about was the power of the mastermind. Tom Olson talked about, and he talked a lot about what is you're the mastermind itself, but also the your mindset to move your company forward, and the mindset you have to have within a mastermind to move yourself forward and to have growth. And so a lot of these phrases are some comments he said throughout his presentation that stood out to me, and I felt that it really. We can use these comments and these ideas to move Colletta Street forward. So what is your purpose? Not just our purpose is to purchase notes, but what is your ultimate purpose? And then he talked about what you focus on only expands. So if your company focuses on negativity, only negativity expands. If your company focuses on calling banks, only that will expand. If your focus focuses on win-win situation, then that's going to expand within your company. So really thinking about what you focus on is going to expand, positive or negative. Also, do simple better. The point of a mastermind is to learn from each other so that you can do the mundane, simple things, but do it just better and quicker so that you can move on to kind of the meat of something, right? Another one, change what you think will change what you do. So all the power of that mindset of having a growth mindset. So if you think growth, if you think positive, it's going to move you forward. And also a lot of times I feel like when we see growth and people talk about growth, you see an arrow going straight up, right? At an angle, I guess, kind of not straight up, but at an angle. He talked about that growth should be more of a stair step. And this really was great, I thought, because he talks about you don't want to grow too fast. Your company doesn't want to grow too fast. If all you're doing is going to masterminds, if all you're doing is going to conventions, but you don't have time to implement or put a system into place to maybe manage all the people you're meeting, the networking that you're making, or you don't have time to send out emails to these people when you do have a project. So really looking at the systems you have in place to help you grow forward, and then to level off and check those systems, make sure they're working, if you need to put more systems in place, and then grow some more. So it was really interesting hearing him talk about a growth being more of a stair step. Some of the books that he suggested reading was The E-Myth, The Go-Giver, and Scaling Up. So those are 3 books that I'm going to be adding to my book collection to start reading in this new year. So besides the cruise, we've been getting tapes and we've been going through, and we made some bids yesterday. So we made a bid on Baltimore, a bid on Cleveland, Orlando, and Massachusetts. So we're making some bids, going through tapes. Our goal for 2018 is to get more tapes, make quick bids. And so part of the getting more tapes is we are going to be dialing for dollars. So we have our script. It's been looked at. It's been edited. And we've been practicing our script. We start calling next week banks. Every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, Colletta Street will be calling banks. And we will be calling, building those relationships, creating those networks, and trying to get as many tapes as possible to look through quickly and to either make bids on or move on. So that's kind of where Colletta Street is right now. And what our focus is for 2018 is to go direct more to banks to get the tapes and to make as many bids as possible. If you are interested in learning more about ColettaStreet.com or Colletta Street, or if you are interested in knowing more about notes, or if you're interested in joint venture partnering with us, contact us. There's so many ways to contact us. You can give us a call at 775-525-1222, or you can email Chris@ColettaStreet.com or Katie@ColettaStreet.com. Or you can find us on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, or you can find us on ColettaStreet.com. There's also an option on there to fill out your information and submit it on Colletta Street for us. Also, if you haven't checked out Scott Carson's The Note Closer Show podcast, we are episode 180, so go check that out. Happy note hunting and hope to hear from you soon.